You're good.
Ready?
Ready.
All right, we are going to call this meeting to order. Let the record reflect that this is a meeting of the Elkhart County Alcohol Beverage Board this 21st day of August, 2025. Members present are Angie McKee,
Kevin Bullard, Greg Barbario,
Danny Reynolds.
And Michelle Trevor, State Excise Police.
Are there any persons here who wish to voice opposition to any permits on the agenda today? If so, be sure you have signed in and then please stand and state the permit you wish to remonstrate against. Will all persons in
There
attendance?
being none.
There being none. There we go.
Yep, gotta check it out, make sure.
Will all persons in attendance seeking a new permit, requesting a change of location or ownership, or seeking a renewal after a violation, stand with the remonstrators and please raise your right hand.
If you're gonna talk to the board today, stand and raise your right hand, please. A new permit, transfer of ownership, transfer of location, or a renewal after a violation.
Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the answers you have given on your application or any testimony you may give or in response to any questions asked by this board to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated. We're going to start with Board 2 first. We have automatic renewals for the CVS Pharmacy Store 6472 located at 410 South Main Street. Permit number DL 2008821. An automatic renewal for El Rancho Viejo 3 located at 4536 Elkhart Road, Suite 1200 in Goshen. Permit number RR 2038698. And an automatic renewal for the Fold located at 210 South Main Street in Goshen. Permit number RR 2042034. And an automatic renewal for La China Mexican Mexican Bar and Grill located at 905 Linway Drive. Permit number RR 2042035. I'll entertain a motion to automatic renew.
I make a motion to approve the automatic renewals as stated. I'll second it.
I have a motion from Kevin and a second by Greg. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. We have a renewal after a violation. Permit number RR 203358 for El Imperial located at 113 South Main Street in Goshen. Is the representatives here for El Imperial? Please state your names for the record.
Eric Ponce.
Rainbow Chancellor, attorney.
Dennis Groves, attorney.
So this was continued from last month because we needed some clarification on what your agreement was with the city of Goshen. We asked that your attorneys be present and that you bring us information regarding what that agreement was.
I think I can answer those questions. I represented Alan Beers in perspective. I think it's good. The city of Goshen brought an action alleging violations of municipal ordinance, their nuisance ordinance. Alan Beers contested those allegations, but nevertheless realized that it could be helpful to enter into an agreement to ensure that Alan Beers continues being a respected business in the Goshen community. So I can run through there's 5 aspects that Ellen Perry agreed to do for a period of 1 year, and I can run them through that. I actually have a copy of that order for every one of you if you'd like it, but I can just run through it really quickly. Ellen Perry agreed to ensure that its security personnel were readily identifiable so that they were not just wearing, for lack of a better term, civilian clothing. an altercation, they could easily identify who the security personnel were or are.
I'm sorry, do you have a copy of that?
I need,
Can I have that for the ATC, please? Thank you.
I have 5 copies for everyone.
That's fine. You can just give one to each of us so we can kind of follow along. That'd be great.
I believe those 5, requirements are set forth on page 2.
Okay.
So aside from ensuring that security personnel are reasonably identifiable, to limit occupancy to 99%, unless a governmental authority allows for additional persons, ensuring that there is, and that there's a method for ensuring that your head count via tally counter, so that security personnel, when somebody enters, the facility counts, and when somebody leaves, counts to ensure that they're not going over those 99 persons. In addition, to ensure that they're implementing proper methods of identification, which again, Alan Imperial has always said that they have done. So it's just an additional check, I guess, to ensure that all persons entering the bar present proper identification, and that a security guard, if there is a line outside of the business, is present outside. If there is no line, then at least he has a view of the exterior so that he's posted there in the front door. And Alan Imperial agreed to do all of those things for a period of 1 year. Of course, they intend to continue doing it past the 1 year. And as a result of that, the litigation was dismissed with prejudice. There was no found violation of the municipal ordinance. And so that sort of sums it up in a nutshell, but if I welcome any questions that you may have with respect to the litigation.
So when was the litigation filed by the city?
Oh, I didn't bring a copy of the complaint. If you give me the call number, I can tell you if you,
Is that this?
I brought exactly 5, so. It should say that 24 something, and I can tell you the exact one.
Would that be like November of
November
24? Does that sound right?
Correct.
Okay.
November 24, and we resolved the matter, I believe, in April 25.
It was actually filed on November 7th, just for exactly.
Okay.
Which is this one.
Yes, and then this agreement came into effect in April.
That's correct.
Okay. So now, as far as the violations with the ATC, because I know there were a few, has El Imperial been put on PACE at any point?
Yes, so I'll speak to that.
Okay.
There was an initial violation, issued in July of 2024. They paid a $1,500 fine for that. That was a violation for reputation and character of public nuisance. And then, the second, violation, there were some reports through October and November. And then excise issued a violation in November, of 2024. Again, public nuisance, reputation and character, and fines loitering. The license was then subsequently suspended, from March 20th to 2020, or 20th to the 23rd.
And that was 2024,
2025. That was 2025.
2025, okay.
Yeah, so the letter took a little bit of time. They received it in February after that violation in November. I worked with the prosecutor, Andrew Whitmore, through that violation. The first one, Mr. Plumps handled on his own. Once we got the second one, I got involved and worked through that with the prosecutor. Paid a $1,500 fine also for that. And then at the same time that was occurring, prosecutor would now send the letter for the PACE program, and that was in February of 2025. So they're currently on the PACE program that goes from February 6th of 2025 to February 6th of 2026.
Okay. So you were not on pace when the violations occurred in July or October,
Correct.
correct? Okay. And just to remind the board, so the PACE program is basically, an agreement with the ATC, kind of similar to the Goshen City agreement that was just presented, but that's between the prosecutor of the ATC and the permittee that they agree to do these certain things. And sometimes they could, what are the stipulations of your PACE?
So there weren't any specifics that prosecutor Wignall required. They
Okay.
gave a recommendation list, and I'll let Eric speak to some of the things that they implemented, but the typical suggestions are security procedures reviewed and new ones implemented, which, Dennis spoke to a little bit about the security procedures that they put into place. A lot of the issues that they were encountering was people outside after the fact, fighting. There were some other situations, people going in the back of the building, which they've corrected access so that there's only access from the front in and out. People were going out of the back, before. And I think that led to some problems because there wasn't the same type of supervision in the back. The security typically watches the front and the inside, obviously. So they're keeping a closer eye on that. Also, their ID checking process, which was also part of the Goshen agreement, reviewing that, making sure that things are tightened up and they have a scanner implemented. One of the things that came up too was surveillance, if they do have problems, so that they can kind of refer back and assist to believe that there are issues that come up after people leave the premises. So he has implemented a new security system that has video for assistance with that. Also targeting and kind of keeping a list of problem individuals and working with the police more closely on making sure those people are not returning, causing problems at their side, other establishments.
Okay. Okay. So there were no, you have to close by this time or anything like that,
No.
just suggestions.
Just suggestions, yeah, nothing that was mandated
Okay.
by the prosecutor, but we still, he also visited after the PACE program, the prosecutor did with, I think, another excise officer as well.
Yeah, documentation, excise
Yeah.
officer, ask him things, and I'm up to date with him.
Can you use a microphone, please?
Yeah.
What officer do you know?
It's, we're.
Arroyo, Fermato,
Did the
Thompson.
incident reports, but I'm not sure who visited, because I wasn't there for the meeting.
Exactly.
You're not saying anything I can even, yeah, okay. Questions by the board?
Yep. So in the agreement for the order of dismissal, there was a $1,250 payment made to the city of Goshen. Can you explain to the board what that payment was for?
Under the ordinance, if it was a violation, the max penalty for that violation is $2,500. Again, we contested that there was a violation of nuisance ordinance. I can certainly speak that there are specific questions, but as part of a global settlement resolution, there was an agreement to pay $1,250, which is half of that amount. But again, that goes along with the fact that there was contested the allegations in the complaint, but to reach a resolution to avoid the stress and uncertainty of litigation. There was an agreement to pay that $1,250, which was paid.
All right, so I can make sure I send all the documents down to the ATC that might be needed. So I have a copy of the ordinance 5185. Is that like the notice from the city that says?
That was the ordinance that was passed by the city. That was the ordinance that the city claimed was violated by Elkhart County.
This
Okay,
is what they're basing, yeah, this is what they're gonna base their complaint
complaint on. Okay,
to file this.
okay. And then the complaint was filed, that's what was filed in November. And then this was your agreement that you presented me today.
That's correct. That agreement was, resolved in case of.
Okay, so those 3 documents I'm gonna send to the ATC for today to make sure that they are aware of what is occurring, rather. Okay. You have more yes, go.
You mentioned the security, and in the agreement, it's kind of a broad, word. Will the security be, incident trained security? Will it be hired? Or is it going to be just, some big dude in a t-shirt?
Well, the agreed order doesn't set forth any specifics on that front. The city did not request anything on that front. But I understand in conversation with my client that, that he's making headway on that, and I'll let him speak to the specifics on that particular issue.
Yeah, so I have a company and they take care of the security, but right now, what has been working for us, and we haven't had any issues for a good amount of time, is that how they were working was that they had like 20 people working for that company. And they were sending me rotation of people. So what I had to do is talk to my security and only set the 5 people that I most trust, that I see work the best. They're just working for me, and that way we're on the same plan, and I have meetings and they all follow my orders.
Good. You happen to, off the top of your head, know the name of that company?
Black Bank,
It's a security company?
yeah.
Okay,
It's a third party security company that he contracts with, so it's not direct employees, but.
okay. And then you kind of picked out and said, hey, don't send me Joe Schmo because he's not too good, but send me Tom and Harry.
And
Okay,
the security guards that have failed with the ID part and with failing anything, they don't work for me no longer. So those 2 people that messed up on not doing their job, they're out of the team. The team that I have now is they're doing a good job. So.
okay, okay.
Well, my big thing is we have a beautiful downtown and we've worked really hard to make it look like it does. And I would just expect you to continue to be a good steward of the downtown. The issues that were happening before, they just can't happen anymore. We don't want to ruin our downtown that we've strived to make so nice for our citizens. So.
You stated last month you're open till 3 a.m. It's always 33 years of always. The last man open is the last man that always has the problems. So, the law says you can be open till 3 a.m., but by doing that, you're going to be the one that has the eyes on you because you're the one open till 3 a.m. when everybody is intoxicated and already coming from every other bar that's already closed. They're coming to your location. So, my concerns are always when you have a violation in July of high and fine reputation, public nuisance, and you turn around and do the same thing again. That always bothers me because clearly when we told you, hey, there's a problem and it's a violation, quit doing this, and you don't do it. That always is a problem for me when you have the exact same violation. The second time you ended up getting a suspension. And now that you're on pace, then, okay, we're going to do all these right things to keep in business until pace is over. Then when we're not on pace anymore, we can let up and go back. Who knows what's going to happen? But those are the concerns to me is we told you there's a problem. You don't correct it until all of a sudden now, oh, I'm suspended. I have to pay another fine and I risk losing my license. That's what bothers me is that, we tell you one time there's an issue and it doesn't get corrected until it's a Hail Mary thing. So I guess kind of tell the board, why should we renew your permit today and give you another chance?
And in that case, with the second thing that happened again, it was something with the security, sometimes it's hard because security, you need to really trust them. Just one person can mess up on that with I mean, it was the, military ID. But that was something that was like, something that, security did that was, I mean, that's security's job, and he's the one that messed up, and he paid for it, because he doesn't work for me anymore. But I mean, at the end of the day, right now, we're doing what we have to do, and we've been good. And I don't see it like that, like, I've been trying to make things good for a while, like, even when that happened the second time. On my first time, I tried to do everything good, but then when it happened, it's something that I guess was someone else's there. And I know it's my business, and I'm accountable for it, but, I mean,
So a couple questions I have. Is this your first restaurant bar that you've owned?
I've been in the business since I was like 10 years old, and my family in restaurants and bars, but this is my first actual like bar.
Okay,
Like, so, I mean, I've learned a lot. I mean, we're on the right track, just, I mean, just the security thing really did. I mean, that's a really big factor in our business, and if someone isn't doing their job in that area is just,
We've had several conversations about the things that you mentioned, Officer Crawford, in terms of things to consider, and I think a lot of it has been, him learning from mistakes, unfortunately, of things that were maybe done by people that should have been doing a better job, that he's there, and he is there, he said, every night they're open, so there's much more oversight of the team that's working for him, working with employees, training them properly, making sure that they understand if people are overserved, that they cannot continue to serve them. Immediately removing problematic people, so they're not lingering, causing problems with other customers that are there. So I think unfortunately, that first incident, we didn't have a lot of contact after that. And with the second one, Eric reached out to me, we worked through it, talked with the prosecutor, figured out a plan going forward, and he's led a lot of that on his own. I've had the conversations with him, but obviously can't force him to do anything. He's taken the steps to move it in the right direction.
If I could just briefly state one other thing, I know it's not in the agreed order, but in meeting with the city's attorney, one of the issues or concerns that he brought up was that, at the time, there seemed to be repeat offenders, right? People that would come to the bar, go outside, get into some sort of altercation, but it was, the same group of individuals over and over again. And the city's concern was that El Imperial was not adequately using its trespass abilities. And I know in the last several months, that has been addressed. El Imperial has trespassed several individuals. They're no longer allowed at the business. And I believe that just that one change and just utilizing the ability to trespass somebody from the property has been very beneficial to the business. I don't believe that there's been any major issues. I can't speak to things that happened years ago, but I don't believe there have been any major issues with the city or the police department in the last several months. And I think that's partly due to the fact that these individuals that were kind of repeat offenders that were causing trouble are no longer permitted at the facility.
and then if you could just explain one more thing for me, then I probably won't have any more questions. The management, you manage the business. Do you have another manager? And then what was happening in July and November? Were you there then, or was your manager there? Who was overseeing the security, or not overseeing rather? And then what change has been made? Like, kind of how has that changed, I guess? Because obviously, even though the security is there, and somebody sees somebody on a dance floor that looks underage, the manager should still be overseeing everything. So was that in place before? If so, was it different? What is it now?
no, I would be there, but I have a manager that would be there most of the time, but now I'm there every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, I mean, I've been doing that for quite a while, and I mean, everything has been great ever since.
Okay.
So me being there, I mean, I mean, people work for you sometimes, but sometimes only you, like the business owner, can oversee things, and I've been in the business for a long time since I was a kid. So there's that, sometimes you oversee things, you're just paying attention to what's going on. And I mean, no one else is gonna take care of it.
Right, you're right, because nobody has any skin in the game other than you. So the manager that was like overseeing before, like last summer, basically, do they still work for you?
He's a bartender, but I'm the manager.
Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, Greg?
Let me just say, nobody's gonna handle your business like you handle your business. And if you're not there and you want to be an absent manager, you're gonna have the same problems that are gonna happen all over. And you can put the best people in those positions and they're gonna do you dirty. It's just that simple. So just be mindful of that.
It's something I've had to learn the hard way.
This was a hard lesson for you. This was a very hard lesson for you between the fines and the city coming after you. And then, this is your third continuance with us. Yeah, it's been a kind of a costly, and having to hire two attorneys, that can't be cheap either. So hopefully you've learned your lesson.
And
I will say this, I've not seen anything pop up on any of my, police stuff that I get from the city. So I will say that you're turning around, but once your PACE program ends in February of 2026, I expect the same behavior out of you. I don't want to see this revert back to what we had in July and October. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
And I do appreciate you coming today prepared. Everybody was prepared to answer all the questions, everything. So appreciate it.
And sorry about last time. I didn't know what exactly this was. Last time with Goshen was way different, so that's why I came how I was, and I felt bad for it, but I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have no violations, it's easy.
Yeah. You get on the good list when you have no violations and we just move you right through, but, motion from the board.
I make a motion that we, grant a renewal for El Imperial. I think we ought to do it for a period of 1 year.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion from Kevin and a second from Michelle to renew for 1 year. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay,
Okay, so no more violations. All right, thank you all.
all right. Glasses back on so I can actually read now.
I know, right?
So I have a violation for El.
Yes.
Okay. Next up is a renewal with a violation for El Rancho located at 1919 Lincoln Way East, permit number RR 2038700. Rachel, you're a busy girl today.
My name is Ismael Lopez. My name is Pablo Zamora.
Rachel Schnetzler, attorney.
Okay, this is a renewal after violation. You had alcohol compliance check violation and an employee acting without a permit. This occurred back March 19th of 25, and you paid a $1,250 fine. All right, I think I was there.
Were you there?
I think I was
Yeah, I
there.
think I saw that in the report.
Yeah.
You wanna talk about
Well, that day I in the office and they go sell alcohol to the the customer, like, I don't know, but maybe 7 years old. And I talked about the workers every time, need to asking for ID before sell alcohol. That day I don't know, she's in a problems in the house. And then because she told me she asking one person for ID and the other person, I don't know, she forgot. And later, when she gave me the alcohol to the table, so this problem. And everyone had the payment for self-transport to the customer. I had coffees in the restaurant. And that is my first time in the restaurant. So everyone now asking every person for ID. Every person said, it no matter how you like your or need to ask him for ID. And every worker do it like that.
Are all your servers licensed or some of them were not? Why was she not licensed? Was she not a regular server or?
Yeah, she's when I hired to her, I give like 15 days for having her permit. And when it's part of this situation, she worked in that, but she had a permit already, but she don't work anymore in the restaurant. She like left like more than one.
Okay. You can't give them a grace period to get their employee permit. If they're gonna serve alcohol, they have to apply for it like immediately. Then they can, generally, I'll be honest, I don't know how the system works anymore because it's online. So I don't know if it's immediate or if it still takes some time, but the receipt that they can print out saying, look, I applied for it, that is sufficient, but they have to have that. At
You get a
It
receipt,
usually takes a little bit for the actual permit to come, I think.
but they can operate off of the receipt showing us that they have applied
Yeah.
for it, and that's what she's saying. So they would have to permit, and you get that receipt right away. So if they do the online class for their permit, you'll get a receipt and your server can operate off of that receipt, and you get that receipt immediately showing that you've applied for it, because you have to pay for it online, and then it shows us it's been applied for.
Yeah, so now when I have a new worker, need to have a permit, or it's kind of like you said, need to have like, the feature is like a plan.
The receipt.
Yeah, now I work like that way. So not have a permit or not have like a feature is applied, it said you need to wait when you have your permit.
Okay, yeah. Is this your first violation there?
It is, yeah,
Okay.
first violation. They've been open, I think they opened in 2020, but they have had the license since 2021, April,
Okay,
without violations. And they have several other locations in the area that have not had violations. First one of all the locations that they have.
And this one's been open the longest.
It is, this was the first.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because it's the old Ponderosa building.
Mhm.
so what was the rule, you said now everybody is carded. What was the rule prior? Just if they looked young or?
Is, I say, asking is no matter how is like the person young or old need to asking for ID.
But before that.
Okay.
Or before I say asking for everyone ID, and the person asking everyone, but it's kind of like, I don't know why she's like confused at that time. I don't know, because she told me she asking for one time, one person the ID, for the second person, she forgot, I don't know.
Okay, so the rule's been the same to ask everybody,
Yeah,
just the employee.
every time asking for ID, every time.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. I have no other questions. Questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Motion from the board.
I'll make a motion to do a renewal of their permit. And I think with the scope of number of restaurants and only one violation, I think we'll do it for the full term.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Kevin and a second from Greg. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, last item of business for Board 2, we have a new permit for the Tipsy Biscuit located at 103 North Fifth Street in Goshen. The permit number is going to be RR 204-2580. Please state your name for the record.
I'm Diane Gibson, Tipsy Biscuit.
Okay.
All right, you posted your orange sign. Did you bring the affidavit and the basement floor plan?
I did.
Can you bring those to me, please? And then. And then one thing I saw, after I left the business, I will give you this one, and I was gonna ask you about it on the floor plan. You can keep that.
Okay.
Um, this plan looks like past the existing porch, it looks like seating out here. Are you putting seating out there?
We are not putting seating here.
Okay.
Wait,
That looks like sidewalk seating.
right, well, the owner made this for us, and so, yeah, we are not right now.
But you are Okay,
If we put seating out, it'll be on the porch.
okay. And
Okay.
if you decide to do something like this, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, oh, I do need you to, if you can sign and date that, please, today is the 21st. And then I will kind of wipe that off. It didn't come out very good anyway, but I'll wipe that off.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. So, if you want to go back to the microphone so everybody can hear you and just tell the board, like, what you guys are doing.
Well, we moved from Elkhart. Had the license there and that's the name Tipsy Biscuit. We just serve mimosas and just a couple other little cocktails, mostly mocktails actually. So people enjoy Bloody Marys and mimosas with their breakfast and lunch, and that's what we do. We have no more seating, we have no one sitting in, just having cocktails. It's only for the people who come to the
Table service only, correct?
Yes.
And what are your hours?
8 AM to 3 PM, Tuesday through Sunday.
Okay. Go ahead.
Like I said, I did see online that you guys kind of are open for carryout and something else that happened on Tuesday.
Yes, we opened yesterday, day before yesterday for just, takeout food or do no drinks whatsoever. Just takeout food, so to get us started in the system and we don't have one chat, so we're not doing dining yet.
And how's the response been?
It's been very good.
Good.
And we're excited, we're so excited about it, everybody's being.
People have been asking, like, they've even asked me, do you know when Tipsy Biscuit is open?
People are asking me that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so.
I'll just say to you that I'm very happy to be able to be part of business. You all have been in for 30 years. I'm so happy to do that.
And after today, you're really glad. Did you get my email regarding the existing inventory? Did James
Yes.
get that? Okay,
Yes.
okay. Just want to make sure you guys got that. And, I guess that was the only question I had. I have no other questions.
I think you had a pretty big remodel job on your hands.
We worked so hard.
Yeah.
We worked very, very hard to see it was done, because the construction guys had never done a restaurant before, so we cleaned up their mess. But it's all done and we got it all
I
done.
watched the progress. I live in Goshen, so I've watched the progress when I drive by. I'm like,
Thank you. I don't think you couldn't see it. It's
I-
me and my kids and my grandson, my brother. and
nice,
all of us.
perfect. I have no questions. I'm excited to have them in Goshen.
Thank you.
You never had a violation when you were in Elkhart, right? I didn't think so.
I'll make a motion to accept new permit, and I know she runs a good operation. She did in Elkhart, so I know she will in Goshen also. So,
I didn't always have a clear reputation.
yep. Yeah, you do.
All right, I have a motion from Greg,
I'll second.
second from Kevin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign.
Good luck to you, Diane.
Need a motion to approve the minutes from the July meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion from Michelle, a second from Kevin to approve the July minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That concludes board 2.
Okay, we will, now open up, Board 1, and we'll start with all the automatic renewals. First one is 7-Eleven, number 22000 on Casapa Street, Elkhart. The watering hole on 1109 Beardsley, Elkhart. CVS number 6475 Hively Ave, Elkhart. Next is Bristol Pharmacy, East Elkhart, Bristol, Indiana. Then we have, excuse me, a Hilton Garden Inn. That is on the Plaza Circle, Elkhart. We have CVS Pharmacy, 6467 East Market Street, Napanee. We have another CVS Pharmacy, 6460 Casapa Street, Elkhart. And then we have Sportstime Family Pub and Grill, Parkway Ave, Suite 7, Elkhart, Indiana. We have Landmark Bar and Grill, Main Street, New Paris. And we have a Texas Roadhouse Holdings, Brittany Court, Elkhart. We have Alcona Country Club, County Road 21, Bristol, Indiana. 523 Tap and Grill, Main Street, Elkhart. We have a Cracker Barrel County Store, 113 North Point Boulevard, Elkhart. Super Brew at South Street at Sweet in Middlebury. Lexington Event Center, Lexington Ave, Elkhart. We have Madrid, Tokyo Fusion Bar Corp, South Main Street, Elkhart. We have a Slow Burn, and that is in Middlebury, Indiana, Suite D, Main Street. That is all automatic renewals. I'll make a motion to accept all the automatic renewals.
I'll say.
Motion made.
Motion made.
Second by Danny.
Oh, no, I thought I made a mistake here.
Oh.
We gotta vote on that.
Yeah, I know we,
Okay.
okay, we have a motion.
You made the motion.
Oh, I made the motion.
Yeah, next time, don't do that though.
Okay.
Let somebody else do it.
Okay,
You made the motion, Danny second. All those in
all in
favor?
favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion carried.
Yep. No, we're following along. We would tell you.
All right, just want to make sure.
You're good.
Okay, and now we have
Here. Second page. Flip over.
oh, here.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, now we have Semi Convenient, number 2. Have a violation,
Read the permit number, please.
and the permit number is DL 2021925. The wine and liquor, that is a grocery store. And that is in Millersburg.
Yes.
Okay,
You state your name, please.
Organizing.
And you are the owner.
Yes.
All right, this is a violation that occurred back in August of last year. There were, let's see, it looks like 3 16-year-olds in your location? Is that what happened?
I don't know what he did it, but when I went to check in, and he's already quit the job. I did not find anything in cameras, so I had people to work. I'm trying to do I've changed myself now, so we have like account, use cameras to, we have to post the ID in the scanner. Those what we do have.
Okay, so, so this is your store, but your brother was working?
No,
No,
his employee was there. I have two girls working there, and they were trying to find it. He quit the job, he will tax that or something.
okay. I'm looking up the case report because I don't quite understand and remember exactly what's going on. How long have you owned this store?
This is 2010, 15, 16 years.
Any other violations?
I'm still getting 5 years. I'm not sure, but.
Okay. Had a violation in 13, a violation in 16, but nothing after that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm really strict for that, right? I don't know what the issues on the must be the phone.
I guess I keep getting, you keep saying you don't know what he did or this or that. That's what's confusing me.
I'm not all the time there. So when I go to ask him, he already quit the job and he was out of work.
Who, the employee or
Yeah.
you? Okay,
He doesn't have.
so you left everything that was up to the employee,
Yeah.
not, was he a manager? Was he a manager?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, and, what was I, I'm training well. We should be trying. Aspect everything. Well, by what incidents.
Okay, so yeah, it was just 3 minors that had went in the store and purchased alcohol and
Was
left.
able to purchase it and actually walk out the door with it?
Yeah. A 16-year-old, 2 16-year-olds, and then a 16-year-old was driving.
We don't know, 10 years, I did that one. That happened.
So do you have you said you have an ID scanner?
Yes,
So do you have to have an ID and scan it?
we have to type the ID, but then they get the insurance, then that will go next transaction. Otherwise, it's not let the transaction complete.
Okay, so if they don't, when did you get that system?
Almost a year, let's say almost 2 years. Because they're coming on the software updates, they keep changing even.
So you got it right
We
after this
have to
violation?
That also I need to, we have to. All those things in there.
Did you get it after this violation occurred?
So we update the management software, they do that one. Otherwise, you can skip the ID, you don't skip the ID, just hit the enter, skip the ID.
Mhm.
Now we have to have enter date of birth, then it's have to go to transition.
Okay, so there's no more skipping the ID
Yeah,
and this, the employee no longer works for you.
yeah,
Who is managing the store and working there now?
I'm, most of the time, I'm.
You are most of the time, okay. Questions?
What was the other violations for a long time ago? Were you for the same thing?
I tell you. let's see, in 2016, that was furnishing alcohol to minors as employees. So that could have been a compliance check, actually. And then in 2013 was furnishing alcohol to minors.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
repeat pattern.
So 3 times, the 3 violations you've had, even though it's been, what, 11 years, time span has been serving to minors each time.
So you. Okay.
Um, what like percentage of your sales is alcohol there? Is there a need for you to have an alcohol permit there in Middlebury or
Miller's.
Millersburg is my question. Don't they have a liquor store?
Yeah, I do have a store also there.
You have a liquor store there?
Yes,
Okay,
I don't have any garage. So that's, the store is in the middle of the town, it's that slow store. But most buy beer, they mostly buy it from the gas station.
okay.
But I don't have any violation for the liquor store.
That's what I'm asking about, like, and especially because you own the liquor store and you have no violations there. How long have you owned the liquor store there?
It's 7 years, 6, 7 years.
Okay,
It's been good. Yeah, we have over 6, 7 years. More than 7 years.
so why do you feel there's a need to have the alcohol at the convenience store?
I'm sorry.
I guess explain to the board why you're already making money at the liquor store. Why do you convince the board, I guess, why we should continue to allow you to sell alcohol at the convenience store?
When I bought the store, I bought the store since 2010, we have the license already here, so. That's why I think it's, since that time, you know, started really at that one.
Okay, and what percentage of alcohol do you sell at the convenience store of your business? What percent is alcohol at the business?
I think
And if they didn't buy, if your customers didn't buy beer at your convenience store, where would they go to get it?
See, because the store actually is very bigger, you know, that's 10 by 15 maybe. That's very small store in the town. It's in the middle of the town, nobody knows where this liquor store is, but. If you could buy it from the. During the portion and the city park and get. Close planning with the, very 13, the liquor store, then we will start that.
Are there any other locations in Millersburg that sell alcohol, package alcohol to go?
I'm not sure if the Dollar General has beer wine.
Okay, there's a Dollar General there.
Yes,
So the liquor store, the convenience store, and maybe Dollar General.
yes.
I have no other questions.
I have no other questions.
No violations at the liquor store?
No,
He said no. I haven't looked it up. I don't have the permit number.
So to clarify, you no longer have a bypass on the cash register if they buy alcohol. You have to have extra ID, then you can skip the ID.
Small question. Do they use the same program at the liquor store?
No. It's not that one. We have a different system there. That's why, you know, right now, the marathon. The updating the older softwares, everyone can get that one. They have to enforce the ID. Most of the gas stations.
Anybody have any more questions? Any more questions? No questions? Okay. Okay, can I have a motion?
I'm hard for
You, I think, I'm gonna make a motion to renew it for a probation period of 1 year.
Okay,
I'll second.
Kevin makes a motion and Danny seconds it. All in favor? Aye.
The only reason I am voting to renew your permit today is because the violations have occurred over an 11-year time span. Was 3 times that you sold alcohol to minors, and the last time was to 3 16-year-olds.
I don't, but we are going to grow this. So I'm managing now, I watch most of the time, spend time there.
And I appreciate, I'm sorry, but that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Because this is a public safety issue at this point, that we have 16-year-olds in Millersburg getting alcohol. We got a public safety issue.
Yeah.
So just understand that I don't care if in 5 years you get in trouble for selling to minors again, I won't vote the same way. Because this is a public safety issue in Millersburg. You have another avenue to gain revenue in that town from the sale of alcohol. So you either need to get your convenience store under the same guidelines as the liquor store, because they're probably carding everybody in there.
Yeah.
And they need to do the same thing at the convenience store. So,
And now the problem is they've targeted your convenience store because they know they can walk in there and they're not gonna get carded. Basically is what's happening.
yeah.
And Millersburg is a very small town and they're gonna talk. Oh, hey, we were 16, we walked in this convenience store, they didn't card us and we walked out with our liquor. So not a good look for you, sir.
Make sure.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have Riverside Express, number DL 20231, beer, wine. Grocery store.
Please state your name, please.
Sanford,
How do you spell it?
ERLOCAN.
Okay. Last name?
SANE.
Okay. And what's your title there? Owner? Okay. All right, so this, you're kind of in the same sort of situation as the previous guy, and you heard what we just had to say to him. You failed an alcohol compliance check back in December of 22, paid $1,000 fine, and then you failed another compliance check in April of 25 and paid a $2,000 fine.
Yeah, why is?
Same, we did after software, it's registered. So it's no more skip button on it. So we have them and the ID and it's not to. So,
Never be an option to skip scanning an ID.
no more.
Never should have been an option to skip that
I
ID,
see
sir.
that's not actually BP program. So they don't have that skip, they have skip thing, but they don't have the stop skip thing of that. But not anymore.
Well, my concern is, these are alcohol compliance checks that you failed 2 times in 2.5 years. 2.5 years, you failed 2 times that we know about because we were there. How many times have you sold to minors that we don't know about because we weren't there? That's a concern for me. Your alcohol sales that you reported on your application are just over what you paid in fines. So again, do you really need to sell alcohol there?
Actually, that store is gonna be redone, we're gonna be increasing the bigger store, that's the other plan. And, get more spiritual home.
I'm tired of repeat violations and people going, yeah, I fired the employee. Nobody was paying attention, so I fired the employees. But, you know, always blaming the employees, never the management or the owners. And like I said, these are compliance checks where we're sending in an underage person to make a buy. How many times are underage people going in there when nobody's around, no police are around? That's my concern. Same thing, public nuisance, public safety issue.
Why did you bring from the other store, yeah, from other stores? It came just for temporary, so did not pay attention.
And this is in a short time period. This is in 2.5 year time period. Well, less than, really. And it wouldn't have been the same employee both times. So, you know, just what you heard us, you've been here all morning, so just what you heard us tell somebody else. You do it once and nothing really changes, and then you have the same violation again. Questions?
Did I understand right that you say you're expanding the store?
Yeah, we're gonna, we're working on it in a couple of years, we're gonna make it big.
And sell more alcohol?
And you gonna do it at that location?
What's it?
Are you gonna do it at that location?
Yeah, that location,
That's up by Six Band Ridge?
yeah, we're working on the sign company, they're gonna move. The Dairy Queen is gonna go away, so they're planning to do the whole section, the whole mall, everything is a redo. Like the new,
Is this the BP gas station?
yes,
Mhm.
Judy's old place.
yeah, Judy on it.
It's a good thing I don't sit on this board, because I tell you my recommendation is,
Years ago, this is the one I voted against. Right?
Mhm.
Because they had too many up there,
Mhm.
too many licenses up there, because I remember voting against this. That was a long time ago.
Mhm.
Maybe I was right. I don't know.
Right? How long have you owned this? No questions?
No more questions. Somebody to make a motion?
You can tell that we're at a dilemma. You've had some violations and now you're thinking about expanding.
Yes,
And, you got Chalet right down the road. You've got the 7-Eleven across the street.
Yep.
A lot of people, opportunity to buy alcohol just within a half mile. They come to you, as she stated, and create violations because the management's not doing their job. And it concerns me if you're gonna expand, gotta make sure that you're up to snuff, as my dad would say. So I'm gonna be consistent and I will make a recommendation to do a renewal on a 1-year basis. And to make sure that you cross the T's, dot the I's before the expand. That's my motion.
Second. I'm not seconding.
Second.
Kevin made the motion and Danny seconded it. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's it.
Aye. Motion carried.
No, well, yeah, but you got to call for any opposed.
Oh, any opposed?
Aye, I'm opposed.
Michelle opposed?
The reason I'm voting against it is because, like I said, it's a compliance check issue. So these are known sales. That. Yeah, and it is a little bit different because the time frame is only 2.5 years. It's not an 11-year time frame. It's not I worked something out with the city because I'm starting to become a problem. So I worked out an agreement with the city. This is, I'm just gonna fire the employee, get a new employee. I'm gonna keep serving alcohol. I'm gonna keep, doing what I'm doing. So I just don't think there's a need. And I think you're a problem for the area, selling to minors like this. So, mine, again, I'm outnumbered. It's 3-1. So it will go to commission hearing for a 1-year only recommendation. That's it. Thank you.
Next we have the arena. 99-203-1631. Beer, wine and liquor, Middlebury Street, Elkhart.
Good morning. Can you all state your names, please?
My name is Marquez. I am one of the owners.
My name is Jose Ramirez.
My name is Boomer Vanegas.
Matt Yankee, attorney for Newmeyer, doing business as the arena.
So this was continued from last month, multiple violations, paid $1,000 fine in July last month. So, while I'm digging up my paperwork, you just want to tell the board, are you on PACE currently?
No.
No. Were you on PACE at any point?
We were on pace from 23 to 24.
Okay, but you've been off of PACE then for a year? Okay, okay. So yeah, just tell the board about the violations, why there are recurring violations.
Yeah, so the past 2 violations from this year, the first one was from this past year, the 24, that was discussed this year with our prosecutor in Indiana Commission. And that was pertaining to selling liquor at 3 a.m. So there was surveillance that one of the officers came to verify, which was shown and then verified. From then on, that's a violation that was paid and reviewed with Prosecutor Wignall. So since then, we have amended our time, so we stopped selling at 2:30 a.m. And our security team is trained to ensure that there's no more liquor consumption or presence around the premises by 3 a.m. And then the most recent one was from an incident in January. It was a severe battery incident. That was also investigated by our local officers, and that came through to be presented to us in March. There were 2 items in violation. One of them was high and fine, and the second was a battery or nuisance, sorry. That was reviewed with Prosecutor Wignall, and the reason why we had a few of these moments of stalling prior to the hearing last month and this week, or this time around to discuss. And that was discussed with Prosecutor Wignall during the conference in July, where we identified in the report that some of the items we were in disagreement with, and we wanted his consideration to take away or amend the high and fine violation and to reconsider a new approach with us of being able to address the concern, the mutual concern around battery. So that was determined by Prosecutor Wignall, and the settlement was amended, and the violation is a nuisance with battery.
So we presented a corrective action plan to the senior attorney, and our plan is to be able to provide an update around that by September 4th. The corrective action plan is specifically focused on the battery violation and concerns from prosecutor Whitnell around that concern. We've identified in the past and previous review sessions as well with the board around loitering in a parking lot. And that has always been of high concern. We are higher since then. You mentioned us being in the PACE program, and I mentioned that being in 23 due to an incident in 22. And so with that, then our security has increased and the violations or incidents have decreased as well, determined by prosecutor Whitnell. And then we're just trying to amend and make sure that we improve on what we're doing with a few more changes around trainings and being more vigilant around our parking lot after hours.
So the battery situation that occurred, was that a shooting or is it
This year, no, it
No,
was
okay.
it was a
just a fight?
fight.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was in the parking lot after hours. Yeah.
So what happened, because I mean, this is a repeat thing again in the parking lot. What happens when you close? Do you just shut the door? We all go in, clean, forget about what's happening outside? Are your security out there trying to get people to leave? What's going on?
Yeah, so we began to wind the night down around 2:15. 2:15 a.m. Our DJs, we have 2 dance floors. Our DJs announced that the bar closed at 2:30. Just knowing that by 3 people will need to leave. So then 2:30, our bar door closes and no longer, any patrons no longer able to go in. So then 2:30, our staff begins to do cleanup all throughout the dance floors and in the bar. As people begin to leave, we have our security team. We have 3 security team setups. We have a lead in the parking lot as of today, or as of the past few months. We have a security lead in the entrance, and we have a security lead on our dance floors. So our security team on the entry, it's about 3 to 4 security guards. They stay as people flow out, and they ensure everyone leaves their drinks or anything in the trash. So, you know, even if it's only half consumed or not consumed at all, it doesn't matter. We ensure that everything's thrown out before they leave through the doors. So they have up until 3 a.m. for people to begin to leave the premises. One of the main things is we do sell food. We have tacos at the end of the night. So patrons do stay between 2:15 to 3:15 to eat. And as they're eating, they're hanging out. We have a lounging space by our kitchen area. But again, by 3 a.m., we ensure all alcohol is out of that space and it's only the food. So I say that between 2:30 to 3:15, we have people flowing out of the building, and our security team posted in different spots to ensure that it flows well.
So your security, what we heard today, are they employees in t-shirts or is it a security company that you have?
We formerly had a security company. It was actually one that was mentioned today. But just the relationship building and the ensuring of compliance in regards to what we expect as owners was not there. So we decided to invest further in the security team that has been with the arena for the years that we've been in existence. That would be 12 years this year. And so we have 8 security folks that have been with us between 10 to 12 years. Those folks have remained with us and they've ensured that we improve what we have improved these past 3 to 4 years. And so that has been where we've invested, and then from there we've welcomed new people, and they're directly employed by us, the owners. So we review anyone who has an interest, and then we provide leadership development to those 8 folks, and primarily 3 that help us lead those 3 points that I mentioned earlier, to make sure that we're regularly building relationship with one another, we're regularly complying with what we expect as a team, and third, reviewing any incidents that occur during the weekends.
Okay, so it doesn't just sound like some guy shows up at work and goes, oh, I'm on the door tonight. Okay, sounds like you have a little more of a training and team oriented aspect. The other question I had, you talked about tacos. So do you do taco truck outside? Do they, explain how, I understand, it sounds like people are getting tacos to go and so they're sitting in the car or standing outside eating the tacos?
Yeah, so
Is that-
we have tacos, we have a kitchen in our building, our venue has a kitchen space. And we have a window where we're able to deliver the taco orders. So people walk up to the window where that's where they can, get fountain drinks or water. And that also anyone, can go up to that window at any time during the night. That is not the bar, but for food, that's our window. And then, from in our venue on one end of the building, we have a kitchen, and then a lounge. Essentially, it was formerly a restaurant setup. But we have tables and chairs where people can lounge after hours to eat their food. But then some people choose to go to their cars to eat, but we try to not allow for that. So our security team just, makes their rounds around the parking lot, which is relatively large for a building. And just hurries everyone out to get out of the premises as soon as possible.
So the kitchen lounge area is kind of separated from the bar area.
Yes.
Right,
yeah. Our
okay.
bar is enclosed, in the middle of our venue.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's been a little while since I've been there. That's why I'm like. Okay. Questions?
So how much security do you have there? Like inside and out? How many you have in and out?
In total, we have about 18, that we employ, but throughout the night, we have had lower numbers, so we modify, but we don't have anything less than 12.
What are your hours again? Till 2:30?
Until 2:30 for liquor sales, and our premises officially closed by 3:30 a.m.
How many days a week?
Friday and Saturday.
Okay. And what time do you open?
We open our doors at 9 p.m. But our staff arrives as early as 5.
It sure is a lot different than the days that I remember when the Gross owned it and it was Rainbow Lanes.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
A long time ago.
And it was a pretty ugly building.
They've really done a substantial amount of improvement to this building, reinvestment. These are, as you might expect, these are the 3 owners of the arena. And this is 3 livelihoods, and they serve an underserved community. They celebrate their culture. They also have private gatherings. They have quinceañeras. They have, family holiday events and other things at the arena. So it's really a focal point in the Hispanic community. And just to add, I think Dara's done a tremendous job of explaining the things, the corrective action plan they're trying to do. And I think there was an email that I think was given last month, but basically Prosecutor Wignall and Dara's worked very closely with him. In his email back to Dara when they settled the violation, he says, I do agree the business has been forthcoming and cooperative with law enforcement in their investigations. I also agree the business has made changes to improve the safety for customers and staff. He says, I believe the settlement offer reflects our concern while taking account the work the business has done already. So there's recognition of all the positive steps. And as you might expect, there's a fairly large amount of people at the arena on Friday and Saturday nights. But again, the corrective steps they've already taken, what Dara's outlined, I think really show that they're trying to be a good citizen. They're concerned about health and safety. They work cooperatively and collaboratively with law enforcement. And they really want to have a business that serves that community, which is truly underserved.
Well, and I agree with that, Mr. Yagi. And if I remember right, I think it's back in 2016, you also had the mayor's dinner or inaugural there. So, you're on the radar, and there's a lot of people in the city of Elkhart that are, keeping an eye on you.
Appreciate it. The foundation of the entity, aside from human business, I know that contributing key mentions serving an underserved community, but at our base, it's really been our response to be a safe space for a community that works every day or that seeks that opportunity to find entertainment that pertains to our music and to our culture. But aside from that, the business end of it, there's quite a bit of community engagement that we've done throughout the years, throughout our existence of 12 years, like you mentioned, inauguration with our mayor. We've also, during COVID times, opened our doors with United Way to provide food distribution. It's part of who we are as families. The three folks that were here represent our families and generations of folks that have made Elkhart our homes.
And what's your building capacity?
The total, 1,135 is our commercial capacity with our.
And are you at capacity most of the time on Fridays and Saturdays?
Oh, yes, we're much less. So the highest night would be during Halloween, where we have a little over 1,000 folks. We try to limit that entry ticket sales.
That's stacking them pretty deep.
Now together.
And I imagine on those days, you might have all 18 people working your security, but you know, you may decide to hire extra on those days. I don't know.
Big crowd. It's a big crowd.
Yeah, so you've had 4 violations since 2022. Yeah, there's just certain places that keep coming up, and you're one of them. So, we're hoping that this isn't a reoccurrence, like you do take action, because like I said, there's a violation in 22, another one in 24, another one in 24, but I guess it was dismissed or something, then one in 25. Same thing. Like, do you trespass people? You heard what El Imperial was doing this morning. They had not been trespassing the troublemakers. And since they've done that, they've had less trouble. Have you guys done that? Do you do that?
You ever see like somebody back into your, have you done anything identified that?
Yes, yeah, so we haven't done it formally, meaning like we're placing the trespass and we call the police if they do arrive. And entirely, but what we do is we do have an ID scanner since 22. And with that, that scanning device allows us to set up a ban, like item to that ID. So that allows for anyone, it doesn't matter who's at the door from our security team that scans, will automatically know that they've been banned. If people want to advocate for themselves, then our team leads would then go in and assess. But otherwise, that's the way that we identify and we ensure that they don't walk in. We have the battery incident from January. That was a discussion we had with the officer that day. Given that the person we had identified had already had an incident with us in 23. And so they said, no, you can like literally prevent them from coming by trespass. So since then, that's where we implemented like that formality of it. But otherwise, our process is through the ID scanning system. The automated.
Okay, so it doesn't sound like minors are an issue. It's mostly fighting, and I'm sure it's the reoccurring individuals possibly.
Incidents occur after hours and in, you know, so that's corrective action plan is intended to focus on the loitering aspects of that. Given that it's after hours, we try to ensure as best we can to do our part, but there's only to an extent that we cannot.
And I did get your email with the corrective action plan and the revised settlement offer. So I will make sure that I'm sure the commission already has that revised plan, but I'll make sure that goes as a attachment to the file today.
Yes, and the letter of response when we have the extension approved was they expect us to provide an update by September 4th on the corrective action plan. So there's some items of investment, so our camera system, our security, our training, so they want to see that materialize.
Okay.
I just want to commend you on, you know, what you did by all your changes and everything. You know, I think you did an excellent job. I'm glad she asked you how many people that you your capacity was, because I know what you've gone through, because they know I owned a place in South Bend and I had 1,000 capacity too. And I want to tell you one thing, I had it for, I don't know, a lot of years, and I never had one violation. So it can be done, and I'm so happy that you made your changes, and I just want to tell you that, so. Okay.
Other questions?
No other questions?
I'll make a motion to accept the renewal, but also with a 1 year, let's say probation period, just to make sure everything works, and we'll see, hopefully maybe in a year. That's a motion.
Second.
Okay, haven't made the motion for 1 year, and Danny second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
I hate to say this, but I do have.
Okay.
You have a form, so that's.
Yep, we do. We have one more violation yet.
Yeah, look after the one.
Yep.
Okay. Next, we have. Who's your spot?
Read the number, please.
Your spot? That is a DL 2033222. Beer and wine grocery on Highway in Elkhart.
Can you state your name, please? And you are the owner? All right, this was an alcohol compliance check back in March of 2025, but you have had no prior violations. You paid $1,000 fine. So I guess tell the board why your clerk sold alcohol to an underage person, what your policies are for carding.
Usually have to be. I mean, like, has been a scan ID. He paid attention, and checked the camera also. And, he was the employee. We did hire him a few months ago. He didn't check the ID,
Did he say why?
pay attention. So the video password is like Arizona, OST, what he didn't. When you scan it.
Okay, so what is your store policy for carding?
Oh, I'm gonna scan ID, you can skip it.
You can't?
Yeah.
Okay, is that new system for you?
Yeah.
Okay, when did you get that system?
Few months.
Okay,
The new software is the new, yeah.
okay, does that employee still work for you? Okay,
I wasn't there, so we needed there all the time, they have.
okay.
He owns the building,
How many stores do you own?
he owns nothing now, because we just opened on beer list. The first one is already, we have more, and then South Bend also.
Okay. And did they all go to this ID scanning system? All your stores?
Yeah. Just real quick, how are you allowed to skip a scanning ID? When I go to Martin's and buy alcohol, I don't get to skip it.
Martin's, Meyer, Walmart, all of them, anybody, it usually, when they scan an alcohol, it prompts them, is a customer over 40? It will ask them, and the clerk can say, yes,
And
the
skip it
clerk
then.
is over 40,
Okay.
appears over 40, therefore I'm skipping asking for their ID. Because I don't have to see it if they look over 40. So that's how they're skipping. And most of the cash registers everywhere, but the new ones where you actually have to scan the ID, they're getting rid of that. And then unless you scan the ID, it will not let you complete the transaction. Now, I will say the only thing I have seen, and I probably should have mentioned this earlier in the day, is I've seen a customer or a location keep the manager's ID there. So they were scanning the manager's ID every time somebody would come up. So just make sure that your people aren't doing anything crazy like that. So, but yeah, yeah, there are ways around it, of course, but that got them in trouble.
Huh?
I think you only look 30 minutes.
Thanks. I appreciate you, Dee.
But when our alcohol compliance check kid gets a sale from a system that scans, that's how we discover the scanning.
So, I mean, it sounds like that this is a new software program that lots of places are just starting to implement. I think Martin's is using something like that
Mhm.
just very recently too. But
Mhm.
is there, even if it's gonna be a mandatory scan, are you guys exercising some sort of training to your new employees so they don't just forget the step?
Yeah.
The system, like when they ring, it's like I said, right? When they scan the alcohol, it kind of stops and says, oh, you gotta scan the ID. And then it won't go on if they don't have it. All right, like I said, this occurred back in March of this year, no prior violations.
Not related to your alcohol, but I love the crispy crunchy chicken, and the chicken strips and the sweet and sour sauce are to die for.
And the
So
blueberry muffin.
I'm just saying,
Biscuit,
like,
the blueberry biscuits.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm just saying, all alcohol related stuff aside, that is like my go-to place. And I love the fact that it's on Beardsley because I don't have to try to backtrack to get to the one on, I used to go to the one on Hively all the time. And now with the closing Benham, I have to go all the way out and around. I'm like, let's go to the one.
Okay. I have no other questions.
I have no questions.
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
For the full 2 year?
I'll second it.
No, but
Yeah,
that was my
yes.
question.
Oh,
Okay.
did you ask something?
No, yeah, go ahead. Okay, Greg, you seconded.
I second it.
Okay,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thanks.
That was violation.
That is our last violation.
I
Yeah.
don't think we've ever been in an excise meeting for almost 2 hours. Holy cow.
No, I know. Okay,
Okay, next we have, Elkhart Food Mart, DL 20340015, beer wine dealer grocery store, Lincoln Way 33 Elkhart.
Gagan Petroleum LLC.
Hello.
Good morning. Can you state your name, please?
It's come up record.
And do you, you posted your orange sign and filled it out this time?
Yeah.
Did you bring that affidavit?
That is myself.
The affidavit that says, I swear I posted my orange sign?
The sign is still on the actual building.
Yep. Okay, I have a form that has to be filled out before you leave today. You don't have to do it right now.
Sorry, I never received it.
That's okay. You can come up and get it. Just fill it out the best you can. This is the permit information. Just read this and then sign and date and the day you posted the sign. So,
Okay.
you can, like I said, you can give it to me before you go today. So what is your title there?
The owner,
Owner, okay. And do you have, other alcohol businesses?
no, this is the first one. It was a family business. My father's just getting older, ready to retire. So
Okay.
my brothers chose me. So.
Okay. Okay, so just, tell the board, I guess, what your carding policy is gonna be there at the store. You've heard our concerns today and all that.
It's just so hard because these employees, you can fire them, but then, you get a new one, and if they don't care, it's not their business, they're not gonna care like the owner, then that's another violation. So you just have to be strict on from day one, like if I see or hear anything, like customers will let you know, they're gone, like. Same thing, like with certain stations, convenience stores, the older, like softwares, I mean, they're lacking, and I feel like some communities, ethnicities, they come last to us with these kind of updates and these new things, So now, same thing, I feel like it's this year, we got our first software update and it's been like 5 years, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we just got it, it's to Verifone, if you've heard of those companies, it's the same thing. Like if, they even, cigarettes, tobacco, not much alcohol, like you cannot proceed with the transaction unless you scan the ID. So, I mean, yeah, it's better ways, implemented, so we don't have this kind of violations. So same thing, yeah, new update, and just, just being on your employees' back, really, and letting them know, I'm not gonna get a penalty, I'm not gonna pay a fine over you,
Yeah.
So, Avchar, is that your dad?
Yes, my father,
Okay, and then Gagandeep,
my brother.
that's your brother, okay,
Yes.
okay. I was just looking at the birth dates and trying to piece it all together,
Yes.
okay. I'm sorry, so you said this was your first alcohol business, correct?
Yes, first.
Okay. This is a transfer, so how long did your dad have this, when did he get the original permit?
We bought this in 2003.
Okay, and have that had alcohol ever since?
Yes,
Okay.
03.
Any other violations?
No, we just, I just remember, like, we had a cousin working temporarily and forgot to ID this young woman. And he said she looked older, but like, that's when inspectors came in, the clipboards would go dressed up.
Right.
Yeah, it was like one of those compliance checks. So that happened when that cousin was, working there temporarily.
Okay. And just one time that you recall?
That's only, yes, the only one I recall.
Yeah, I see something back in 2013 and something in 2023.
Okay, where are those for?
What was the 2023 one? Let's look. That was probably the compliance check in 2023. Does that sound recent?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, probably August, September.
Okay.
Yeah, does that sound right?
That's it.
Okay. And then something in 2013, which sounds like that's just around the time you guys took over. Right?
No,
Or-
it's 2003.
Oh, 2003.
So they've had two.
Okay, so it was, yeah, 2 violations since 2003. Yes. Okay, and that was the smoking thing. So that would have been when the smoking was just coming around. Failure to post smoking signs. Yeah, so really only one violation concerning the alcohol sales.
I would just know that cousin, so.
You said something that's very true. Nobody's gonna take care of your business like you take care of your business.
And then my dad would complain about it all the time, and now it's like, your issue was like, dang, like the stress of it, no
Yeah.
one cared, it was get by,
That's
It's
exactly
hard, you gotta
correct.
stay on them, let them know, but unfortunately, you can't force anymore, so it's hard.
Yeah.
So I'm there, I'm not there, I put my brother there,
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you have a very smart business head on your shoulders, young lady.
Thank
I'm
you.
very proud of you.
Any questions?
I have no more questions.
May I have a motion?
I'll make motions.
I'll second it. Dan makes motion and Greg seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Okay, and I will have you, sign the floor plan, because your dad signed it back in February. So I'll just have you sign the date, print your name if you need to. So it's a little more up to date. And then you can take the orange sign down
Yep.
today.
It's not orange anymore.
Right.
They color fade so fast.
They do. When I go to look for them, sometimes I can't find them because they're white.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. And I'll
And
get this
then-
done and
yep.
then just bring it back to you.
Yep, just
Okay.
bring it up anytime and slide it over. Thank you.
Do you need a pen, hun?
Next,
Sorry.
that's all right. Next, Alpha Bone. RR 2042425, beer, wine and liquor restaurant, Southwest Street, Elkhart.
El Fogone, I saw the orange sign posted, but it wasn't filled out.
Yes.
The date and time of the hearing wasn't filled out. on the sign. Let me make sure I got the right one. Sorry, these applications have not been coming out with the. No, it's not that one. Me. Okay, this picture was taken on August 12th. Rachel, if you want to come look at it, you guys can come look at it. You can take it. So we'll continue till September.
So one thing, to mention, the, transferring party has it in escrow. The escrow expires, I believe, next month in September. I don't know if the date is before or after, if they're in their 5th year.
It's been in escrow for 5 years.
I know, it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but when Bacon Hill went out of business, they put it in escrow. They've been trying to find somebody to go into that space. There's now a child play center there. So they obviously didn't need it, and Alphagon purchased it. I think they applied it a while ago, but they had turnover, with the processors at the ATC, so it took a while to get it to this point of hearing. And then I think there was an issue with them not getting, I don't know, I've had a couple things with not getting more signs or some weird things happening with mailing, so I can't remember specifically if they got it later, but
Okay, so Fagon currently has beer, wine only?
they have beer and wine currently.
Okay,
And then, yeah, they're basically buying this to have a three-way license and will relinquish the two-way
okay,
upon approval.
okay. Let me see.
I don't remember the exact end date of the escrow, but I'm almost positive it's September. Because I've been I represent the owners of the license that are transferring it as well, and they would just finish out the timing of the license hearing and when the escrow was gonna be ending, that.
Okay, so these new applications are just terrible because they don't have all the information like the paper ones, like
Yeah.
right together. So do you happen to have the permit that's transferring from?
The permit number,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it on me. I
Okay.
could find it pretty quickly.
That's okay. I can do some research and find it too. Cause I can find out when their drop dead date is and yeah, kind of deal with it from there. But yeah, that hearing notice, yeah. And I don't want you guys to submit a form saying, I swear I posted it and it was correct when it wasn't. So,
Right.
but the next,
September 18th.
September 18th, thank you. Um,
Because I got my letter.
oh, yeah, okay. Cause I'll see I don't know what the commission's gonna do.
Okay.
I don't know how they will handle it. I can't imagine they'll be like, oh, sorry. But
Yeah, and with it being so close, I mean, that's why I thought, okay, this will be great with the meeting, because their approval would be the first week in September, and I think it's mid-September is their end escrow date, so.
I almost wanna say like the 16th,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think,
but-
but yeah, I was hoping if the timing didn't work out, which it's obviously not going to with the orange sign issue, that they would consider that it's, at the last stage of, being heard by the local board, that maybe they would give a little leeway with it being so close to the end of the
Right,
process in escrow ending. So
right, right.
if I need to contact or submit anything, do you wanna communicate with them first and then let me know or?
Yeah.
Reach out to me?
Yep, I will
Okay.
deal with that today.
Okay.
And then just make sure that they complete the orange sign as,
With the extra information?
yeah,
Okay, do you?
for September 18th.
Okay, and then do you want them to change, keep the posting date the same or change the date on the signature for the orange sign with that new information being on there? Since they posted it,
Oh, they can just redate it
redate it.
even, yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay, so
Okay.
September 18th is the, okay,
yep.
all right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Next.
Next, Guadalajara, Harla. RR 2042515, beer wine retailer, restaurant. West Lusher, Elkhart.
And we have a second new permit, El Guadalajara, RR 2042519, same owners, just two locations. So we'll kind of do them back to back in conjunction. Now orange signs, those got posted, correct?
Yeah, we had an issue with the one, that was apparently mailed but not received. I think there was an issue with mailing. I have no idea. I've had this happen a couple times this year. I don't know if it's UPS.
To the US Postal.
Yeah, yeah. So it's, been frustrating in some instances because things have been pushed back, but, the timing seems to be good because they're ready to open now. So I think, we're in a good position, but yeah, they were, posted. We have affidavits. Do you want both?
Please. Thank you.